Across live now to the mayor of Efrat, Mr. Oded Revivi, joining us live here on RT International. A very good morning to you today, sir. Thank you very much for joining us and sharing your time with us here at RT International. What is the situation like in Efrat right now? Has the IDF secured the area?
Well, Efrat is located in Judea and Samaria, quite far away from where at the moment the battles are taking place. However, I can't share the greetings that you have greeted me with. It is definitely not a good morning here in Israel. It has been slightly over 48 hours since Hamas has decided to attack the state of Israel. The attack which they decided to take place basically killed, slaughtered, kidnapped kids, infants, senior citizens, people over the age of 80, infants the age of under 8 months, killing approximately, as to what is estimated at the moment, 1,000 people. If I want the viewers to understand what that figure stands out for, basically, if you compare it to 9/11 with the amount of people who live in the United States, so we know that in 9/11 there were approximately 3,000 people killed in the United States. Israel has a population of under 10 million people. So if we take those 10 million people with suffering 1,000 people being killed, it means the amount of people dead in Israel is 12 times more than what happened in 9/11. And I think at this point, the world needs to understand that the attack on Israel 48 hours ago was 12 times more severe than 9/11. And therefore, Israel is going to respond to this attack with at least the same amount of attack as we saw in 9/11. After 9/11, the world changed. After 9/11, the whole transport by air changed. We're not allowed to take fluids anymore into terminals. The United States went into a whole war with Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan. And I think the world needs to wait, but Israel now is getting prepared and organized to actually respond to the brutal attack that Hamas did here just 48 hours ago. And more news is definitely to come, because the people of Israel are not going to stay silent to what we've suffered in the last 48 hours.
Mr. Mayor, you said that after the events of 9/11, the world changed. Are you saying after these events now, the world will change as well?
I don't know to predict what will happen. I definitely see that the fact that the United States are sending their army, their navy, their air force to this region, I definitely think that the world can anticipate that something much bigger is going to happen here. We don't need 100 American airplanes to conquer Gaza or to regain control over those terrorists who are trying to kill and slaughter innocent babies and senior citizens. I have a feeling that the United States, coordinated with Israel, are preparing something much bigger in order for the world to understand that what's happened 2 days ago from Gaza can happen anywhere else where extremists, Islamic extremists, who don't have any mercy on infants, who kill them and slaughter them, can anticipate such an attack anywhere in the world. And that's why the free world, the democratic world, those who believe in human rights, those who believe in the right of infants to grow up to the age of senior citizens, they should anticipate, or they should join Israel in this battle against these extremists.
Mr. Mayor, a moment ago you said, as America is sending, I think it's the USS Gerald Ford, an aircraft carrier with its fleet of supporting ships, you said something much bigger is going to happen. What do you think is going to happen, Mr. Mayor?
I don't know. I'm not sitting around the table where these decisions are being made. I've got my city, which I have to look after. I have worried residents who are worried. I myself am a father of 6 kids. 5 of them have been recruited during our holy day of Sabbath. They went on their uniform. They drove cars, which we don't do during our Sabbath. We have got here families that the spouses were called up into reserve duty because we understand that we're under attack and we need to protect ourselves. But seeing the engagement that the American Army, Air Force, Navy is taking part in what Israel is preparing to do, I can start visualizing something much greater and bigger going to happen that will have an implication over the whole world. Because it is no coincidence that this attack took place with such coordination within the Hamas, that they had the supply that they had the light aircraft that they didn't invent it by themselves. They had assistance, probably from Iran, and we know exactly what is Iran preparing for. And that is why I think that America with Israel are preparing here something which will definitely change the world the day after we respond to the attack that they did.
All right, Mr. Revivi, I just wanted to pick you up here and ask you, obviously you are the mayor of Efrat. As you just said a moment ago, you're also the father of a number of children. On a personal level, where you are now in Efrat, do you feel safe? Are you optimistic that the IDF will be able to secure the entire situation?
I have full confidence in the IDF, but I also know that in times of war, it is not just that you rely on the country, you also have to ask yourself, what can you do to help your country? I'm blessed with citizens who are volunteering into first response group. I'm blessed with a city where people are prepared to volunteer to protect the city and to make sure that everybody who lives in the city is going to stay safe. Unfortunately, we are surrounded by some individuals who think that if they slaughter, kill innocent civilians, they will manage to scare us off. I have a message to them. We are strong. We're not going to be frightened by them. We're going to respond to any attempt of attack on civilians. And that is why I've got full confidence in my residents, in my security forces, that will be able to protect this city and assist the IDF with its more emergency missions that they have to do at the moment, which are far away from here, but are just as threatening to the whole of the state of Israel.
The mayor of Efrat, Mr. Oded Revivi, joining us live here on RT International. We really appreciate your time. Thank you very much for joining us here.
My pleasure, and I hope for better days and better news.
It's mutual. Thank you. Well, all this